I don't know about you, but I am done with summer and I'm very anxious to get on with fall. So, for our September card, we're going to be using some fall leaves in hopes that that soon will be coming. Probably by the end of the month or the 1st of October, but I feel like rushing the season here just to get out of this heat. So that's what we'll do. Now, for our card for the month of September, we're going to be using several die cuts. And I hope you have a big shot machine or some sort of die cut machine because it comes in handy for our card making. Here are the die cuts that we're going to be using. We're going to be using the label from this Tim Holtz collection. We're going to be using the second size ticket from the Nested Dies tickets from scrapbook.com. And we're going to be using some of the die cuts of they're called twigs, I think, from scrapbook.com. So those are our die cuts that we're going to be using. Our stamps, and I've looked all over to try to find out where I got these stamps, but maybe I'll find them before I post the supplies and steps for you. We're going to use these leaf stamps. We're going to use 2 colored of Distress Oxide inks, and that's going to be Dried Marigold and Vintage Photo. So I hope you enjoy our card making video for the month of September. Fingers crossed that the weather starts cooling down and it becomes more like fall at the end of the month. Okay, let's get started. Our background is going to be created with the dried marigold, and so we're going to use our ink dauber to create the background. Now we're ready to start with our leaf stamps, and we're doing a tone on tone. We're not going to get really fancy with colors. We want the background to just be one tone of color, so we're going to continue to use our Distress Oxide and Dried Marigold. Another thing that we can try is after we've inked our stamp, we can use our water spritzer to get a little watercolor impression on the background. So we're going to try that here. Okay, now once we've had our large stamp, we're going to progress down to the mid-size stamp and continue the technique. Now with the mid-size stamp, I'm not going to use the water spritzer because I want this to be kind of like a different background than we're going to have. So here is the next size stamp that we're going to use, and see how that turns out. See how darker the stamp is from the one that we've watercolored. So if you want that look throughout the whole background, that would be lovely, and you just need to continue to spritz your water as you go along. The next size is going to be just a little smaller. And we have a pretty good background now of our falling leaves. We're going to take this piece of white cardstock and apply a background ink of the vintage photo, and we'll use this paper to cut out our die cuts when we're ready for that. So we're going to do the same coverage that we did originally, but with vintage photo this time. So on this piece of mixed media paper that's cut to size, we can get all of our twigs and our ticket on the one page. And now we're going to run it through our Big Shot machine. So we have our card, the background adhered to our card. And here are the elements that we just cut from our paper that was vintage photo inked. And here is a label from the Tim Holtz collection of Thinlits that we've cut that's kind of autumn themed. It'll give a nice contrast to our card. So let's go ahead and assemble our card. Now we could be finished right here, but why finish when you can have a little bit of bling? So we're going to add just a little bit of bling to our card.